What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's Northeast Kingdom. You got me, Reacts, and then, of course, my boy, Christian.
What's good?
What's good? Today, what is the date? June 3rd.
June 3rd, Wednesday.
Well, there's a lot of. Bro, did you see Springfield? Also, hope
Yeah,
everybody's
they're
doing
planning
all
a
right.
protest.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I went
stupid
down.
as fuck.
I think it lasted like, it really wasn't that long because I had to go down to take money out for rent.
No, they're planning more. It's Friday. It's supposed to be like a big one.
Yeah, and at the movie theater.
Yeah.
So I went down there not too long ago to take money out for rent. This one only lasted like, I don't know, no longer than an hour, and
Damn.
they had like the road blocked off and everything. But
Bro, get out of my way.
huh?
That shit, I don't know. Like, I get it. I understand, like, you're making a stand or whatever. But what happened to, like, protesting on the side of the road and shit? Like, bro, I still have to go to work. I still have to do shit. Get out of the way. Like, I
Yeah,
understand you're protesting, but you're putting somebody else in a tough situation because of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because I mean, people still have shit that they got to do and get done
exactly,
throughout
dude.
the day. The
Exactly.
reasoning behind it is, yeah, I get it, but there's no need to impede other people's day, especially when it's important stuff that they have going on. It's
Yeah.
like make a living and make money for, their family and everything else. Like people still have bills to pay. So you can't, it's not right that you're holding up everybody else. I get that you want to be seen and heard and you want to get a point across, but not everybody is thinking that. So you really, standing in the road is not a good way to go about it. People can see
No,
you
because
on the
then you
sidewalk.
aggravate people more than you educate them. Like,
Right. It's really, that's going to spark more shit. And it has.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it does start. And then to kind of go and say like this person was wrong because they ran into a crowd or something. It's not good, really. I mean, no matter how you look at it, but at the same time, you've got to use your common sense.
yeah.
You're standing on an interstate. What the fuck?
Just
What did you think was gonna happen? You wouldn't do it by yourself. I don't. You're not gonna
yeah,
walk across the interstate by yourself. No. So what makes you think in a big group that people like? Luckily, there's been a lot of people that don't, but those few people that do, I mean, they're tired of your shit. They're tired of it.
yeah. Especially like in big cities and shit like that, where it's happening constant, and you're just trying to get from home to work, bro. That shit has to get over. Like, I
Yeah.
get mad when there's construction in the road early in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? That shit we need. Like,
Right.
never mind just mad people in the street for no reason.
I
Well, for a
mean,
reason, but you know what I mean. Like,
right. It really just it's a really quick way to spark something way bigger
yeah,
than than when it has to be. There's right ways to go
yeah,
about shit, and I just don't think that's a good way to go about it. But
yeah.
then to
Speaking of
turn and say
oh.
this person was wrong for running into those people, like what they can't get out because if they get out, you see what happens, bro. They're throwing rocks, crowbars, they're hitting
Yeah,
cars
dude.
with crowbars and
You just
shit,
get jumped.
bats. You just get jumped by a bunch of people, and maybe that's not intent. Their full intention, but there are people in that crowd that have ill intentions to just purposely
Fuck your day
destroy
up.
shit. And yeah, so I mean, that person driving can be scared or whatever. So I don't know. Just get out of the road.
Yeah,
Really,
facts.
stand on the
Yeah,
side of the road like everybody else. And hold up, say what you got to say and preach what you want to preach. But that's not okay.
yeah.
And
Speaking
like
of
they shut down. Like I said, they shut down a part on Main Street just for this.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking of driving through Friday just to see what how everything's going.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out.
I guess on Facebook, people at work were saying that they're planning for it to get fucking stupid.
Why though? It's not. It's
I
not.
don't
It's
know.
not here.
It's not, bro. It really isn't.
So
But
why
people
bringing it?
online, I guess, people at work were saying like their kids told them that on Facebook. People were saying like, "Oh, bring fireproof gloves and bring this, bring that."
Yeah, I did see that.
And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you're already planning for this to get violent. And first of all, it's not like Springfield police. If you were protesting peacefully and nice, Springfield police are not going to be dickheads about it because it's like a
No,
small town vibe. It'd be
they
like, you know what I
willingly
mean? Like,
shut down a park and blocked it off just so they could do this.
this
So
is what I'm
if
saying.
they
Like,
are planning on doing like getting crazy, that's just dumb.
it's just fucking stupid. The only reason people were rioting other places is because their actual police department in their city was fighting back and shit.
Right.
Springfield police are just gonna hang out with them pretty much and just make sure everything's going okay.
Right.
That's
Everything
it.
make sure everything's kosher and like it
Half the
doesn't get
cops
too
in
out of
this
hand.
town know people, like know everybody in town too. You know what I mean? Like most of the cops in town know and are friends with a lot of people. So it's like, what the
Right.
fuck's the point? You know?
Well,
Like who are
hopefully
you?
hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand and like I said,
Yeah,
hopefully those few ill-intentioned people are not going to try and instigate a
yeah.
problem because it
Speaking
just
of all these riots, though,
yeah.
it got me thinking. What was your senior prank?
Um, I don't. What the hell was it? I don't think we had one.
Y'all whack.
Yeah, I don't know. What the hell was it? I can't. I can't remember what it was
It
because
was probably
I
something
don't think.
stupid, and that's why
I
your
don't
brain
think.
is like, fuck that.
Yeah, I think people were like planning on doing something, but no, I can't. Either it was something really small, or we just didn't have one, or somebody
Yeah,
did something and said it was a senior prank, but it wasn't anything remarkable that
damn. No, it had
was
me
that
thinking
I
of it
remembered.
because Steven's turn up, our class turned up when it came to senior prank.
Yeah.
Because that's when we fucking just trashed the school pretty much.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I remember you
fucking
telling me that now.
yeah, bro, it was crazy. Because I was chilling at the house, and Dylan and Quasi were with me, and either Crispy was here with us or Logan was here with us. I can't remember which. And whichever one wasn't here with us texted us and was like, "Yo, where are you? We're doing the senior prank." And we're all just chilling, and we were like, I don't know, dude, we chilling. You know what I mean? Like we're just hanging out. And he was like, "Well, come here, do this." I was like, "I have Dylan and Quasi with me. Like I can't." You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, "Just bring them." So I was like, "Fuck it, dude." And mind you, we had no idea what the senior. Oh no, we they told us he told us that the senior prank was just us going in there and just trashing the high school. And
Mint.
so we show up. Two kids that don't even go to our school. They go to two different schools too. It's not like they both went to the same school. It was just different people.
Right.
And so we show up and everybody's already like meeting outside and getting into the gym and shit, you know,
Hmm.
like that lobby area. And then all of us who were there meet in the gym and the class president's like, okay, so no liquids, no shit like that, you know what I mean? No like vandalizing, like cutting walls or nothing, you know, like nothing like that, you know.
Hmm.
And he was like, other than that, everything else goes pretty much. And I was like, all right, perfect. And he's like, who brought something? And we were like, well, we got two kids who don't even go to the school. And he was like, perfect. So then, first stop is the cafeteria right off the gym. Everybody runs in there and shit. People start moving tables. And then he goes, all right, turns around. Of everybody in our class, looks at me and Crispy and goes, fuck this place up. Like, fuck this room up. And they all kept moving the rest of the school. You cannot look at me and Crispy and say, fuck this place up unless you want it just stupid in there, you know?
Yeah.
So we're like turning tables upside down on top of the other tables and like stacking them all up on the ramp. And then we unplugged the vending machine and slid it all the way across the cafeteria, blocking the stairs into there. And we just stacked all the tables and shit around there. So like the only way into the cafeteria was through the gym. There was no other way in. We did that. And then out of nowhere, I hear click, 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 click. I turn around. One of them had gotten into the fucking gate that goes to the kitchen part of it. And we were like, gas. All right, it's on. So we hop up in there and grab like the fucking foam trays and shit like that. You mean all the plastic forks and shit.
Yeah.
And we were like, we'll just like scatter these throughout the school. And that was our plan. And that's all we were really gonna do for us this time was just scatter those, you know.
Right.
So we're walking around just you know what I mean, like I said, scattering them everywhere. And We get to the teachers' lounge and we're like, oh, we'll put some of the foam plates like in the fridge, just taking up space, and like put them on the tables on the floor. You know what I mean? Just stupid shit.
Yeah.
And Q walks over and fucking spills all the books off the bookcase, and we're like,
Oh my god.
and we're
Only
like,
him.
bro, oh my god, like that was crazy. And he was
Yeah.
like, he starts laughing his ass. You know how he Q again. So he was like laughing his ass off, and he was like, yo, and I was like, bro, all right, whatever, fuck it. So then we walk out of the teacher's lounge, bro. No lie, we didn't get halfway down the hallway yet. And so someone yells on the hallway, "Whoever destroyed the teacher's room, that shit is not cool." Da, da, da. And these seniors, other seniors, get mad at us. So we're like, "Fuck, we'll go in and pick up the books at least." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we stack all the books back up there, or whatever, and we leave the teacher's lounge. And we're kind of just walking around at this point because everywhere had already been smacked because we were in the kitchen for a while, as you could tell. You know what
Yeah. Moving
I
vending
mean?
machines around and shit.
Yo, they heavy. I was moving it by myself at one point. I was like, motherfucker. I was
Well,
like,
yeah.
this thing weighs about fucking 2 tons, goddamn.
Yeah, they're heavy.
But I'm built like fucking Mount Scottney, so I moved that bit.
Right.
No, I'm playing. I weigh like 155.
The
But vending machine way more than I do. If the door swung open, it'll fuck my face up. But no, so we fucking
I'm sure they love that one.
oh, so, oh yeah. No, we never heard anything bad about that. But we get down to the bottom floor. We're just hanging out in the gym for a second, and the gym was smacked, bro. And we're just chilling in there, and
How? What else is in the gym?
people were like throwing toilet paper everywhere, throwing ribbon everywhere, throwing just bullshit everywhere. Like whatever they could have bought that makes a mess was thrown. And there's a bunch of
Yeah.
chairs in there, if I remember right, that were stacked up and shit, and like just tossed around like on the floor and shit.
Yeah.
And they threw something up on the balcony or whatever. And like I said, it was just a mess. And
It sounds it.
so we're heading towards the lobby, and I'm like just talking to them or whatever. I look back forward, and Devin looks at me, shakes his head, and there's a huge crowd of kids in the lobby. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? Bro, I look forward, there's 3 cops standing right there. I think one was a Stady and 2 were Claremont police. And he looked at me and just shook his head, and I was like, absolutely the fuck not. So I looked at everybody I was with, and I was like, hey, yo, there's cops here. I don't know why they're here. Well, I have a good idea why they're here, but
Don't
I
know
don't know,
why
like,
they're here.
well, no, I'm trying to say, like, I don't know what's going on, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're saying.
Right.
But that's why I was like, well, I know why they're here, but I don't.
And here vandalizing the high school, you're like, I don't know why they're here. We're doing nothing wrong. Like, do you guys have something you have to say? What were they there for anyway?
Yo,
Hello?
what's the last thing you heard?
Yeah. That there were 3 cops standing there in that
Oh, that was it?
yeah, and you're like just talking about how you didn't know
Yeah.
but you didn't know why they were there. And then I was
So I didn't know
puzzled.
why. Well, I knew why they were there, but I didn't know their intentions, like what they were saying, you know? So I fucking
Yeah.
turned around to everybody else. I'm like, yo, there's cops here. I don't know why they're here, but we gotta find a different door. Like that's a fact. And so we go out another door and we leave. We drop the 2 kids off who went to different schools. And on the way back, there's a group chat with all the seniors, and I can't even remember if I was in it or not. I think somebody else looked at their phone and was telling me about it, but I think I might have been in. I can't remember. I don't have data on my phone either way, so I feel like I was gonna see it while we were driving. But
Right.
they're writing in the fucking group chat, and I guess somebody had brought like ketchup, mustard, lube, fucking ranch. Like people brought shit that they squirted everywhere. And with our luck,
Oh my
someone
god.
sprayed lube all over the teacher's lounge. And we
Nice.
were the only ones that anybody had seen go in there and trash shit. So instantly, obviously, you know what I mean? Which makes sense because, you know, like, see, like
Yeah.
these kids fucking broke into the cafeteria, which that was a big deal. They were like, who broke into there? And we were like, well, it was not really a B and E. It was more of just an E because the gate opened. But,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, who did that? Whatever. Who sprayed fluids everywhere? And people were texting Crispy, like, hey, yo, was that y'all? And he's like, no, we didn't put no lube in there. And everybody was like, well, we saw y'all. And the teacher's like, you know what I mean? And then they
Mhm.
were like, well, the police are here and this and that, whatever, and people were flipping the fuck out. And they were like, yeah, cops gonna walk around doing inspection of the school, make sure like no actual crimes were committed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're bitching about everything in the group chat, but like as the cop was walking around with them, everything they saw, I guess, was like they would see something and the cop would make a comment about it or something, so they would just type in the group chat and be like, well, who, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we were reading that and we were like, well, we didn't spray no fucking liquids anywhere, so I don't know what you know what I mean? Like we were like, no, that there was no liquid sprayed in the teacher's lounge. And people were like, there's lube in the teacher's lounge, and it was just a bunch of shit.
Yeah. I remember hearing about
Yeah,
that too.
there's a bunch of shit. And then they were like, well, in the group chat, they're like, well, we gotta come back at 6 o'clock tomorrow and clean all of this up before everybody shows up to school. First of all, you got me twisted
Bruh.
because there was a teacher at the school at the time of us doing all this because we couldn't be in the school without like a adult. You know what I mean? So a teacher
Yeah.
was actually there. And I can't remember what room they were in, but they were there. And so like that was all being so everything, And the cop walked around, said everything was okay, and that we were fine. And he kind of like was like, it's funny.
Yeah.
So why the fuck do I gotta show up at 6 o'clock? First of all, I got dragged to this. I didn't even. I had other plans that night. I was just trying to kick it. I was just trying to kick it, and you tell me we're gonna get rowdy. Like, what do you expect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got me twisted. So then, one of our friends, actually two of them, were supposed to give me a ride to the school in the morning because I didn't have a license at the time. That's when I bought
Yeah.
CJ instead of going to driver's ed. And
Yeah.
so they fucking were supposed to give me a ride. I wake up in the morning. Neither of them woke up in time. So they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna head to the school. So I was like, fuck it. I just took the bus. I showed up when same time as everybody else did. And when I
Mhm.
walked in, I was like, so how'd the cleanup go? And they're like, well, we cleaned up a little bit, but not a lot of people really cleaned up. It was just more or less like they showed up to clean up just to show up almost. Just dropped my fucking mic. Yeah, they
I can't see that.
fucking showed up more or less just to say they showed up, you know.
Yeah.
So that was that. But fucking yeah,
But otherwise, everything was pretty much just left.
yeah,
Left.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, what? What was the
Oh,
reaction?
people were pissed, dude. There were some people who found it funny, but then like even some students were like, "That's fucked up with you guys. You shouldn't fuck up school, this and that, or whatever." And I was like, bro. To be honest, I didn't fuck with a lot of people in high school anyway. Like I knew of a lot of people, a lot of people knew of me, but I didn't fuck with a lot of people, so I didn't really give a shit. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be out of here in 2 weeks anyway, so it's not like it matters. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like y'all weren't gonna talk to me before, so why the fuck would I give a shit what you all say now? Like, I'm gonna just do my thing and chill.
Yeah. Not only that, but does it matter? Like looking back on it, do you think those people aren't going to give a fuck?
No, and fucking like not only that,
Like if you
everybody who
think
got
about
pissed
it,
off, it's like
not
if you look
really
at it
not
now,
that big of a deal.
even if you
Like
look at it back then, even the next day afterwards, everybody was making a big deal out of it. It was like nothing came out of it. So why were y'all bugging? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's
like everything was cool. It's not like breaking shit and stuff.
like
I
if we
mean,
had broken a bunch of
even the
shit,
lube.
then
I
it's
mean,
different.
yeah, because now it's property
Yeah,
damage, so you can get jumped for that. I can understand that, but like just moving shit around and disorganizing and just putting
that's what I'm
stuff in
saying,
weird
dude. So
spots,
it's like get off
not a
my
big
dick about
deal.
it. And like I said, like they thought of me and Crispy for that teachers line shit for a while until it came out who it was. But we were told them a million times, like, bro,
Yeah,
we literally didn't have any fluids with us. Like, we didn't even have and like I wasn't big into drinking water at the time, so it's not like I had a water bottle like I usually do now with me. Like we literally had
yeah,
no fluids. We would just showed up empty-handed, ready to just like put our mitts up to anything. Anything our
right,
hands could reach was fucked up. But besides that, we didn't really try it. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't break nothing.
right. I don't know. Senior pranks really aren't that big anymore,
They're
though.
not. Well, that's the thing
Well,
is like
around here anyway.
nobody knew what to do too. Like the class before us, they just camped out in one of the hallways in the front lobby, and that was it. They just had like
Yeah,
blankets and cereal and everything else, and they just act like they're having like a slumber party with a fortress. And you have to walk around their fortress because they like were like this is like a seniors only thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like I guess that's kind of funny, but like we trashed the school. Like you know what I mean? Like you just go out with a fucking bang.
Well, a lot of it got shut down with the senior pranks because I know when it came up at my school, it was like literally the school came out with a list of like not to do senior
Should
pranks
have
type
picked
of
one of
deal.
them.
It was like no messing with anyone's cars, no basically yeah, like you said, no vandalizing and you know it was, but it was like it was a pretty big list. So we were like, what the fuck? What does that leave for us to do? So I'm pretty sure
Y'all
it
should have
got
just faked a
dropped
prank that
pretty soon.
everybody dropped out last day.
I think it was gonna be. Oh yeah, no. I think that was the prank. Was senior skip day or some shit like
Fuck
that.
that, bro. We still had senior skip day. I don't give a fuck. We gonna have our senior prank, our senior trip, and some senior skip day.
Yeah, I can't. I think that's what it was, and I still went to school. Believe it or not, I
So
went to
that's the
school
day you
on
decide to
that
show
day.
up.
Yeah, nobody's there, bro. It's lit.
No seniors? What do you mean no one's
But no, I
there?
had. Well, I only have classes with
Oh,
seniors,
my school was pretty mixed. Like in
so
your classes, like unless you had like English 10 and like you know what I mean, like a specific thing, all your classes were mixed. Like, but I'm not
yeah,
sure if
no, ours were just all
Stevens
by
like
class.
Claremont's the biggest like population area, but I'm not sure we don't have that many more kids than Springfield High School has.
We have, I think, the graduating class. Um, in the beginning, it was like a maybe a little over 100, but then the graduating class was either 82 or 92. I
Yeah,
can't
see, we're not
remember.
much bigger. I don't
I,
remember
I,
what ours was, but it wasn't farther past like that far past that. I think.
yeah. So, I mean, not too many kids, but I
Actually, I
actually
think
think I
my
had tech
graduating
that
class might
day.
have been small. No, it wasn't small. I don't remember.
Yeah, so there wasn't that many people, but um, yeah, but there was like a huge list of shit what not to do, and we were like, all right, well, fuck man. Now I'm really thinking. I don't know what it was. I remember our one of the teachers was telling us that one of the senior pranks one year was people put cheese on people's cars. Was it cheese or bologna, whatever. But you know, it's hot in May
Oh,
or
bro, I
June.
would
It's
throw the
hot.
fuck up.
Oh no, it ruined those people's cars. Their paint, like it fucked with the clear coat and all that. So that was an automatic no. And I guess the school went through some shit with um I don't know if it was the cops or insurance or whatever, but they had to go through some shit because people's cars were all fucked up. You got baked cheese on your car or bologna or whatever the
Either
hell it was.
way, I'm a puke when I sit in my car and smell that.
Oh, I'd be pissed. I can understand that rule though.
Yeah, no, it
You
makes
know, not
sense. It
messing
makes
with anybody's
sense.
car. I can understand that one. I mean, that
Stevens
one's a little
always does
fucked.
like when the
But
seniors go on their senior trip, the juniors fuck with their cars. Like we've
yeah,
always that's always been a thing.
yeah,
Except ours. Ours
yeah.
was
No,
three
that
days
shit.
long, and when we showed up, there was already like people talking about it. I guess
A 3 day. Where'd you
we
go?
went to fucking York, Maine, Youngwood. We were the first class to be able to have an overnight stay for a senior trip, and we did it for 2 nights. And then when we got back, they told us that we will be the last class to have it overnight.
The first is like y'all fucked it up for everybody
Yo, I
else.
told you.
They was like, oh, maybe they were like, oh, hopefully next year we can do what they did. Nah, that got shut down. Y'all got back, y'all smiling,
We
cheesing,
were like, hey,
and they were like, how was it? And it was like, oh, it was fun, but y'all ain't having one.
y'all,
Hey, that's
y'all
fat.
going to motherfucking Six Flags like everybody else, bitch.
Yo, how do you feel, young boy?
Yeah, bro, we didn't give a fuck. People
Y'all
snuck
mess it
like
up.
rummy bears onto the trip. Some people somehow snuck like alcohol and shit to their bags. They did bag checks. I'm not sure how people snuck it in, but people snuck it in, dude. And then people were out past curfew and shit, and like nobody was
Ooh,
even fucking. They were every time you left, you were supposed to
yeah,
have an adult with you. So me and like three others, four others maybe, I don't know, it was a group of us. Go up to a teacher and we're like, "Hey, we're gonna walk to the market, get some food and snacks." And like she was like, "All right, this not whatever. Here's my phone number. One of you guys text me when you get there and text me when you get back." And we were like, "All right, word." And they just sent us on our way. No adult. We were just wandering the streets of York or
yeah.
Wells, I think it was Wells, Maine. I don't know. It was somewhere in that area. I slept on a fucking
and
couch.
ruined it for everyone. I think our senior trip, where the hell was it? Oh, I think it was either New York City or yeah, I think it was New York
Damn.
City. But I think the class before us went to fucking Echo Lake. Like,
That's
dude, that
booty,
sucks.
bro. What the fuck?
I know it was so trash. Oh, well, because this is how it goes. So the juniors have to raise money for
Oh,
the
that's whack. We
seniors for
raised our
their
own
trip.
money, bro.
Yeah, and to go to Echo Lake for the senior trip, I wouldn't even go.
Fuck, bro, I can go to Echo Lake any day I want. I'm gonna skip that day and just do whatever.
Yeah, unreal. Echo Lake. Well, I think that was the thing for Riverside too,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Echo going
yeah,
to
that's
Echo Lake.
stupid.
Oh damn! I just realized it. Damn, the class of 2020. That
Doodoo
sucks.
butter.
No senior trip, no graduation. Like
Yeah,
you don't get to walk anyway. You know that whole thing.
yeah, that sucks,
That
dude. Because
sucks.
there's a lot senior year that was like, so I didn't really fuck with my class too heavy, but we were like a rowdy class. Like we definitely like we made some noise, bro,
Yeah,
for sure. And we went to fucking what? We went to the basketball, football, soccer championships, and a couple
yeah,
others, I think. Well, we had kids at least compete for champions in like single sports, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, and that was all my senior year, bro. Like we just made some noise.
yeah. Springfield
Yeah.
was not like that.
But nah, it was crazy. Like, cause I said our senior trip on the way back, people were talking about the juniors and fucking them pranking cars, this and that, whatever. And everybody on the bus was
Yeah,
like, "All right, so when we get there, we're putting our mitts up if they fucked with our cars." And like everybody's already planning it. So everybody on the bus you can see getting like amped up. And then I guess the police somehow found out because it was all in a chat or whatever. Like people were texting back and forth between like juniors and shit.
yeah,
And I guess the police showed us when we got off, there was a cop standing by like the buses and shit, just like watching everything. And the juniors weren't allowed to touch any of the cars because of everything going on and shit. Like, so when we got off the
yeah,
bus, like I said, there was just like a cop or two standing there chilling, like watching everything. All the kids were like standing off to the side, like not doing shit.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I think they sprayed
Fucking
some,
with people's cars.
yeah,
That's a
but I think
little
they sprayed
far.
some water if I remember right. I don't I think, yeah, I think they sprayed some water because I didn't really get hit with it. I just took off. I was like, fuck that.
Sprayed water on the
Nah, at
cars
us,
or
yeah,
at
at
you
us,
guys?
they sprayed water and shit. But I was like, I'm head out.
Right. Ooh, fucking
But
water.
there was some shit that happened too. Like it definitely didn't go like they just sprayed water and that was it. Like other kids
Yeah.
just started going at it. Yeah, senior
Well,
year was fun, dude. Cause our class was so like
sounds it.
competitive. That was the issue though. Like our class, like even like I
Yeah.
said, like I didn't really fuck with that many people in my class and shit. But even when it came to certain,
That's what I did
even
like
when it
about
came to
Stevens
certain
though.
shit like pep rallies and everything, our class just had so much like pride and everything else. Like
Yeah. Pep rallies. I forgot all about those.
I skipped like quite a few of them until I was a senior, and then I had no one to skip with because everybody I skipped with was a year older than me. So I was like, this sucks.
Right.
So I actually started going to pep rallies, and they were actually pretty lit. I ain't go front.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
not
it's
bad.
lit because like how crazy Stevens gets. Like we used to
Yeah.
have fucking a full day of it, and there would be like competitions all throughout the day, and then you went to the pep rally at the end. But they took that away because it got way too competitive and people like got in too many arguments and everything else. And so they ended up getting rid of that.
You'll have
And
that.
then we just had pep rallies and we had school for the first half of the day.
Hmm.
So but most kids
Yeah, I
just
think ours
skipped
was
that
only
day.
like an hour and a half long.
Yours is only an hour and a half long. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
y'all. That's why y'all had no school spirit.
Yeah, it was. It really wasn't that long. Oh no, it must have been 2 hours because I think it was after lunch.
Yeah.
After lunch, that's when they did it. You would go into the gym and then you would do all the activities that they
Oh,
had set up.
I was,
A lot of
I
people
was gonna
just
say y'all
left
had
though.
no school spirit, bro. The
Yeah,
basketball
some
playoffs
people
were
did.
insane.
For
Yeah, dude.
Stevens, yeah, you guys' sports were a lot better. Let's just say
Just the
that.
way you said it though was so like depressing almost. Like, yeah, you guys are sports were
Springfield
like you didn't know how to
Cosmos.
say it. You were just like, a lot better.
Well, I still went to everything.
Yeah,
Well, I still went to some games here, mostly basketball
yeah.
because well, all my friends they were all into basketball and shit like that. I mean, I'd play with them outside, um, just pick up or whatever. But I'd go and watch that.
Should have
So
joined the team, bro.
that was pretty.
You could have been the missing link.
Only thing is though, we just barely got new new stands, new
Yeah,
benches and shit. So because you know how it is. The other side, they didn't use
no.
those. So once we got the new seats, it was a lot better. But the old ones just sucked to sit in for that long.
Yeah, the fucking old wood ones.
They were trash. Yeah, but I still went down there and I watched a few. Like
Yeah.
Dave and GJ and everybody else. So those were cool. Oh man, basketball. I don't know what it was, but we just for whatever reason we just didn't have it.
No, you guys had no school spirit, bro.
Not not as much as Stevens, but at the same time, a lot of people here aren't necessarily that big into sports, except for those few
Yeah.
that were. But otherwise, it's people that here everyone's in the cars and trucks and like doing being outside and working outside and everything like that. So it really wasn't like a huge deal for
Yeah.
sports. So and it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, it is.
I know back in the day it was big, but not so much now. Which
Yeah,
kind of sucks,
Springfield
but
ain't
I
half the
mean,
town it used to be,
people are
like in
just
the fucking 70s and 80s.
yeah, hearing all the stories and
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
It used to be popping,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, fucking Stevens was like
whoa,
mainly about um athletics. Well, I shouldn't say mainly, but we were mainly about athletics. Like our test scores,
right,
garbage. Garbage. But if you're trying to get
bro.
spanked, then let us know because
You trying to get spanked in a game of pickup,
like y'all trying to ball, bro. We ball like
right?
in anything. Like what's up with it? Like we out like we're definitely like
Yeah,
we're a contender in playoffs for almost any sport besides like tennis and volleyball.
yeah. I still can't believe y'all had tennis and
We out
volleyball.
here, bro.
We had
We
golf
had
though.
golf
Like,
too. Shit, you ain't saying that.
oh yeah, you guys had golf
Hell
too.
yeah.
I guess our golf team was good
Really?
though.
I know y'all had a good
Yeah,
softball team, right?
I think. Yeah, yeah. The softball team was good. Actually, girls basketball was pretty good
Really? Oh,
too.
field hockey. I forgot about that.
Yeah, field hockey. Field hockey was a big
That's
one.
crazy. That like not to put down field hockey or not like that, but it is like a quieter sport, you know? Like it's not like it has as much backing as everything else. So it's just
Right.
crazy to me to think that like your number one sport for you guys our senior year was field hockey, you know? Like usually like the most because
Yeah.
when I say number one sport, I mean like the sport that most people talked about was field hockey that I heard of being outside of spring. You know what I mean? Like outside the
Yeah.
school, 90% of y'all brought up field hockey. Like people be talking
Yeah.
about sports, and you be like,
They
"Yo,
were
the
good.
field hockey team." Like it's like,
You said what? Field
so I
hockey?
said that would be like
Oh,
us
what
talking about
about
sports.
it?
You're like, "Yeah, our field hockey won the state title. Was good." And I was like, "Bro, tennis? Like, you know what I mean?
Tennis.
Though, like it's just a sport that nobody really hypes
Yeah.
up." Like I
Right,
was like, yeah, yo, our basketball team is going to the championships. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Like I can't believe like this is like our third team that's going to a championship. And people from Springfield were like, yeah, our field hockey team won state champs. So back up a little bit.
bro. I bet you my field hockey team slaps your
I
field
don't
hockey
even know
team.
how our field hockey team was, to be honest.
Smacks them.
I don't even know how our field
What?
hockey team was, to be honest.
I
I
never
never
heard
did either.
about
I
it.
mean, for soccer, we watched them once in a while, but I have no clue what the rules and everything else, like the play of field hockey is. So when I watch them, I can't tell who's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't really know too much, too much about it either, but I just don't know how they. Bro, you're
Oh,
back
gone. That's why
after
there's no professional field hockey.
how?
You reach fucking
How?
21 playing that shit every day, and you're like, motherfucker,
No, you gotta walk.
you
You
walking
gotta
like
use that.
Charlie.
What do they call? What do they? I don't. What do they call? What do they call it? Their sticks.
Oh, field hockey stick? That's
Maybe
what it's
is it?
called.
That's
Yeah,
what it's called.
it's
That
like
seems
hockey
pretty
stick. It's
simple.
a field
Well,
hockey stick. Like it's
they're gonna have to just use that for a game.
nah.
They're
You
gonna
see how
have
small
to.
the things are. You're still like Notre Dame hunched over. Like
Yeah, that was
you haven't
always
been
my
hit by
biggest
one
thing
of
though.
them.
It's like, how did your back not hurt? Field
Yeah,
hockey stick?
bro, them buggies are
No,
solid. Solid. It'll bust your knee right off that. Like it will, bro.
I
They
would
are
imagine.
fucking like the hardest wood ever. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, bro. It's like it's gotta be wood with like rebarb in it. Like it's got something in it, bro. I'm
Huh.
telling you, it has to. I don't know how it's made, but it has to. Cause I've been hit by one in the shin. I swear to God, after I snapped the bone in half, I was like, oh my God,
Just like worse than a
bro.
razor, the damn
Worse. I'm telling
scooter.
you right now, worse. Worse, bro. You could do damage with a field hockey stick.
Nah,
Oh God.
I bet
Someone
you
could
can,
rob me
but
with a
that
field hockey
razor
stick.
to the ankle, that razor to the ankle,
Someone can
that
rob me with a razor too, but somebody can
that's
rob me
pain.
with a fucking field hockey stick. If you just pointed a
That's
field hockey stick at
pain.
me
Oh my
and then
god.
held it up like you was about to hit me like a baseball bat, I'm throwing my wallet at you. I'm like, fuck it, bro. Just take it. Damn. Like, what's good?
Not
Chill
that
out,
serious.
bro.
So, oh, did you hear supposedly? Uh, I was reading this. I think it was yesterday. 19,000 new cases of the coronavirus since everybody
Really?
protesting and everything. Supposedly, I don't
I
know
don't
if
know. I
I.
think,
I mean, I
well,
could
not
I
only
could
that,
see how, but
you got to
you can't.
remember. Nah, don't let
There's
them
no way.
fool you, bro. Don't let them fool you. You got to remember, they also reopened up, what was it, Texas and Georgia. And Texas and Georgia were hotspots to begin with. And they
Yeah,
just recently reopened them up. But now all these protests and shit going on, they're gonna blame it on that too. Which don't get me wrong, I wouldn't doubt it if it spread throughout protests. I'm not denying it. But all I'm saying is those numbers might be a little skewed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
stretching the
yeah. Yeah.
truth for sure.
So I wouldn't doubt it if
19,000.
19,000 in the past few weeks got it. But I would argue the fuck out of it all being from protests.
Right. I don't know. It's just
You gotta
19,000
remember how
though.
many already have been infected with it. So how easily does that
Right.
spread from that number, you know? So 19,000 really isn't that much compared to how many people have it. Especially if there's mad people out in the streets and shit going to fucking Starbucks and other bullshit for no reason just because their state opened back up, you
Hmm.
know? All the people who are partying down in Florida and shit, bro, like, come on, you tell me that has nothing to do with those numbers? Because there's no way for them to
Yeah.
control, like, oh, this person's infected with it and he's from the protest or he's not from the, you know what I mean? There's no way for them to tell.
Yeah. I don't know. 19,000. I was like, come on. Come on. With the
They were getting more than that though, fucking at one point a day.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I don't doubt that they got
for
19,000
sure.
in a day, but I highly doubt it's all from the protests. You can blow me with that.
Yeah. That seems a little ridiculous. Well, everyone, if you, how many people are actually still scared? Because if you're in that large mass of a group, you can't be that scared of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, And I bet you some people are the same people in the protest talking about, or when when coronavirus first came around, they were the ones that were talking about the social distancing and all that shit.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
they be
People are
tripping.
just crazy. Well, unless they're wearing a mask, I guess.
No, but still, you're that close to people. Your energies are all up and shit like that. Like it spreads, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like, and half of them are only wearing them around their mouth, not their nose. If you notice, because they're yelling and jumping and shit.
Yeah. uh,
So it's like trying to block someone from getting in your store, but you only locked one door. You know, like
yeah. I don't know. You got to leave those small businesses alone, though.
yeah.
That's fucked up. You
Well, the
can't
thing
be
about
doing
small
that.
businesses too is like they've worked so hard to make it there, and that's a member of the community. Like that's not.
That's someone in your town probably that owns that and
Yeah,
runs that. And then you're just gonna
yeah. So
go
how are you gonna tell me you're for the people when you're
tear
doing
it
that
up like
shit?
that. Yeah. I mean, I get it. People are outraged and everything, and
Yeah,
like I
but
said, I
why
get it.
affect your
But
own people?
but why? That's your own. That's your city. Like, if you really loved your city,
Yeah,
why are you doing that? Maybe not in where the hell was it? No, Missouri.
for what?
Uh, the George Floyd.
Minneapolis.
Okay. I mean, I can see how you're mad at the police department, but if you live in that city, you gotta kind of like it a little bit. But then you go out and destroy everything. What the fuck did Advanced Auto
They
do?
was just chilling.
They burnt down their Wendy's. They burnt down the
First of
Advanced
all,
Auto.
at
Like,
that point, they're just
why?
fucking. I can't even think of the word right now. But we don't even got a Wendy's in this motherfucker. I gotta drive 35 minutes, 40 minutes to
To
get
get
Wendy's.
to get
To
a
get a
full for
got
full.
if I have more in gas doing that than I'm gonna spend on my food. Literally. Spent more in fucking gas.
Man,
Damn it to go there and back?
y'all don't understand.
To go there and back?
Huh?
Definitely.
Oh, for
Definitely.
sure.
Especially with your new truck. Bro, you could have bought two for on your way to 11 back.
Oh my god, I could have bought a lot of Fofo. No, but you can't. They did nothing to you personally, and all those people had nothing to do with the situation that took place.
Yeah.
So why are you mad at this? Are you mad at everyone in the city, or are you mad at the police department?
Yeah, no, it's stupid as fuck.
What is burning that
Yeah.
shit down, destroying it, looting it? What is that?
That was kind of
That's not going to get you anywhere. And what is that? What are you bringing to
yeah.
justice by doing that?
That was kind of like
You're just going to make more people pissed off.
oh for sure.
That's all it is. That's all that's going
Like
to
yeah, I
happen.
get it. It brings
And
more noise
honestly,
to you,
nobody's even going to
but
want
at this point, the noise has already been made. Like people are already watching now. At this point, people in other countries are having protests because of this shit, and they're not even in the United States. You know what I mean?
to.
You've
Yeah,
already made the
it's on
noise. So why continue? You know,
continue.
now is your time to go back to the peaceful shit and just get it done. You know?
Yeah. And now it's gotten to the point where it's here. It's on the East Coast. It's coast to coast right now. It's
Oh yeah.
coast to coast. And now I mean, hopefully there are towns that don't bring it to that extreme, but it's still going to cause some kind of an uprising, whether it's non-lethal or lethal, but it's still going to cause an issue in
Yeah.
some way. Right? It's just building everything up, and then you just don't know what can happen after that. Especially all it takes is one
I know
thing,
you get one
and
person to
then
start acting crazy, everybody else is gonna feed off of that.
yeah, I mean it's mob mentality. So you get that many people together, and you just build up the energy, and then
Because like they say,
shit can just
they
go
say when they say
sideways
there's
really quick.
fucking there's power in numbers. Like once you get like a big group together, everybody knows it in their head. They're like, there's way too many of us for any sort of
Yeah,
civility to be enforced.
yeah, and especially with how many uh, um, law enforcement officers there are. There's not that many. So if you go too far and you start threatening the police department, there, which this police department had nothing to do with any of that, and they're not. It's not a bad police department. I'm sure there are certain cases where people might have something bad to say, or maybe something bad did happen. But in the sense, in regarding the situation that happened in Minneapolis, in no way
Yeah.
by any means is this police
And
department
like we said, this is
like
a
that.
small town.
So,
Half the
and you're
cops
gonna
know half the
drive
families in
them
town.
to use lethal force at some point if it gets to that. But then don't turn and say, this is how the police department here is and everything like that. Like you kind of encourage that reaction by doing what
Exactly.
you did. It's hypothetical, but like I said, hopefully it doesn't go sideways uh, this Friday. But we'll have to
Yeah.
see. And it really will show how mature people actually are that feel this strongly about this, because there's
Well,
ways to
that's
go about it.
my issue with a lot of this. Because I feel like a lot of the people posting shit and saying shit or whatever, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me because I don't fuck with a lot of people. But I feel like a lot of people doing this shit,
Right.
it's mainly for the attention of doing it. Like it's mainly just because everybody else is doing it, so they're also gonna do it. Because in their head, everybody's like, "Oh, if you don't repost this, you're racist." Fuck you, dude. First of all,
Yeah. It's just a
exactly. And it's
bandwagon.
like I don't need
A
to.
lot of
I
it.
understand bringing it up to be a point of interest or like the whole black square thing to like show unity, you know.
Right, because it should be
But
talked
at the same
about.
time, I don't like.
It should be talked about, and you can have a
I wasn't a
discussion.
huge like participator of the whole black box thing. Everybody posted like a
Uh,
black square yesterday.
yeah, I saw that, and honestly, I thought my phone was broken, and I was a
Yeah,
little
for the
bit pissed
first
off. But
few, I
then
was like, "Hey,
eventually, I
yo, what's
read
up
what
with
it
my
said.
internet?" Like,
Yeah, I was like, "What's wrong with my phone?" But then I caught on after I saw a few
they
other
had like a
pictures. Okay, I see it
description
on my
with it or
phone. I
something.
read what people had to say.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
because at the same time, it's like this is the time where we should be like helping each other get information and do shit and help each other out, and you know what I mean? Like this should be a supportive time.
yeah.
And if all you're doing
Not to
is
mention,
posting a black square,
there's already a
exactly,
pandemic
and
happening.
if everybody posts a black square and doesn't post
Right.
nothing else or do nothing else, or they said don't even stream YouTube videos, don't stream no music, don't you know what I mean? They said don't do none of that in support of this is Blackout Tuesday, and I understand what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? But this is the sort of thing
Yeah,
you
I
do.
still don't. I don't really
Well,
know
this is the sort
exactly
of
what
thing
it
you
was
do
about.
towards the end of all this to show everybody's unified, this and that, whatever. Right now is all about like I don't know. I feel like right now there's a lot of opportunity for people to look like they're doing something, but do the absolute minimum. And
Right.
they do it more as like for show, I think. So I think the whole posting the black square thing means absolutely nothing. Because I saw people who are like absolute cunts in person. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a fuck about you, and they're just gonna act like a bitch. I seen people like that posting the black box. I'm like, I get it, you're not racist, but you're still a cunt. Like, don't act like you're out here for the people and you're like a great person because you're not. You know what I mean? Like that's where it kind of rubbed me wrong because I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're fake as fuck. Like, you know, like even me, I'll
Yeah.
share something that'll be like, oh, if you've ever done me wrong, we're on good terms, this and that, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'll share that kind of shit and
Yeah.
then comment on it and be like, psych, fuck you, because like I'm not gonna sit here and just like post a bunch of fake ass shit on there just for everybody to see. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. There's a. It's just crazy, dude. On top of everything else that's been
Yeah,
going on, you know, and people are stuck. Well, for a long time. I mean, now things are starting to open up, but for a long time, people are just cooped up in their house or their state
yeah,
or whatever. And so now, on top of all that, something like this happens, and it's a very unfortunate and ignorant act that took place in Minneapolis. But this is not a great time for that because everyone is already at the brink of just
Yeah.
going
No,
crazy
I called you
because
the other
like
day,
I said, we've all been cooped
and I
up
was
here,
like, told you like, bro, I'm
and
going crazy, just not doing anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it. I understand that's how people
yeah,
are getting, and I feel that same way. But it's like,
there are literally millions of people that feel the same way, and now it's I think that people were too eager to jump into
exactly,
this. I understand there's action that has to be taken, to bring this to some kind of justice and to
yeah,
be heard, but it's it starts getting a little
yeah.
far when you're standing in the middle of interstates and you're causing property damage and literally just stealing shit. Like people are just
See,
breaking
that
into
rubbed me
places just
wrong
to
too,
steal shit.
because you're stealing it from a private company that has nothing to do with our government or your city's police department or anything. So what
Right.
is the point? Like I get the point, but how do you
How do you
justify that?
justify
Yeah,
how I would just I would just like to hear how you justify breaking into
because you're
someplace
robbing it,
like
you're
that,
stealing it
like a
from your
Target
peer.
or a
So imagine
Wendy's.
like
What did Wendy's ever do other than not give you your sauce or give you
exactly,
cold
yeah,
food or fuck up
but
your
no,
order?
like even like
Other
the
but
small
what
businesses, like the
setting it on
small
fire?
businesses and shit. I bet you plenty of people who own small businesses agreed the same way and was like, yeah, it's fucked up. We gotta make a change. And they're on your side. These are your peers. These are your allies and shit. But now he just watched 40 of them run into his store, destroy it, and steal everything. Like how does that help your side? Like, how does that help your case? And I understand not every
Right.
protester is like rioting and shit. Like I get you can't necessarily put those two
Right.
together.
No. Yeah. I Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, like I
Also,
get that.
that like I've said multiple times, it should be brought to attention. And again, there's certain ways to go about shit. But really, I mean, like you said, those people were probably on their side and everything. But then don't when that person or that owner has something to say, whether he talks to a reporter or something like that, and talks about how the protests are bad and whatever, you can't be mad at him or her, whatever, the owner, for feeling that kind of way. You literally just destroyed everything they worked for, and now they
Yeah,
have to build it back up. And regardless of how you look at it, um, you can't blame said person for feeling that kind of way. It's just fucked up. Like where else? And it's not like that one person can show up and defend 30 people, even
yeah,
10 people. How can he just defend his property from even 10 people?
it's impossible. Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. And then the social media doesn't help either.
Oh yeah.
Posting, uh, but like the social media just, it I understand that's a good place too. I mean, like that's kind of what social media is. It's a platform to you for you to express,
Like this. Literally
whatever.
what we're doing.
Yeah, so what we're doing. Talk about it on that. Make a podcast. Start a Facebook Live and talk about it. You could do it from home.
Like I always say,
I
let's talk
mean,
about that.
now that it's on
Let's
the
talk about that.
news, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that. I mean, I'm sure on the news, obviously, it's been brought to everyone in our country and other countries' attention by this point. But I mean, social media, Facebook or whatever, there are thousands, millions of people that can scroll across
Yeah,
that and then listen to what you have to say or read what you type.
yeah. And of course my like
And
conspiracy theory
especially,
side of it also is like no matter what goes on in this country, like the United States specifically. I know what happens in other countries, but we live here and this is what we know the best. Um,
right,
is like, no matter how you look at it, say this race shit wasn't going on, right?
Yeah.
It would be the gun argument, or it would be this argument, or it would be that argument. No matter what,
Yeah,
yeah, no
it's
matter
always
what
something.
happens in this country, bro, there's always some sort of shit to be going on. Like,
Yeah.
like back in like the 1700s and shit, the whole fucking democracy, 100% and all that, like people vote for everything and this and that, whatever. It made sense because there was fucking 300 people. You know what I mean? But now when you have a
Yeah. Significantly
but when you have a country as
less
big as
amount of
we
people.
are, you know what I mean? You can have a vote that's 51 to 49%, and it's like, yeah, majority I guess agrees with it, but there's still almost half your country, pretty much half your country, upset about it. So that's where I think a lot of shit like is kind of just fucked, and like there's no way around it. Like no matter what, there's gonna be a divide and a split that's going on. And at the time, it's
Right.
just
And
whatever the
honestly, I
social
think that
media and whoever I guess wants to
well,
portray at the time.
that's just the thing. That's just the thing. Everyone has their own opinions and shit, but in my experience, I mean, I feel like most good people, like there's bad people, but there's a lot
Yeah.
more good people. Um, they all tend to think not much differently than you on most occasions. Especially, I mean, in my experience, um, I'm sure they have different views on it, I guess, but for the most part,
But they have the
still
same
agreeing
like
with the
moral
same thing,
kind of,
like
yeah.
morals. But yeah, everything is split. I've coming to realize now that a lot of people there can never be like a gray area. They either want it's either you're this or you're
Yeah.
not this. There's no you can't have like an in between.
Well, it's like all
It's
the shit they're saying right now. They're like
you know
silence equals violence and all this other shit, and it's like,
exactly. Yeah, I don't know. People just really gotta just think about it. Don't think that everyone is out to get
yeah.
you, because that's not always the case. But when you start getting aggressive with the police, I mean, they're gonna be aggressive
Well,
back.
what do you expect?
So, yeah, I don't know.
And
It's
now
all
it
over the
sucks
place
because
now.
like everybody
Everybody
be like,
sees
oh,
it.
the cops were aggressive here first, or in this city the cops were aggressive first. But you got to remember
Yeah, and I'm
when a
sure
cop is
there
seeing
maybe
the
there
whole
are some
country
cases of
riot,
that.
and now he's facing fucking 200 or plus people staring at him and four other officers, and that's it. And they're all yelling, screaming, shouting. You know what I mean? Like getting in the cops' faces and everything else. You're telling me that cop's not gonna
Yeah,
feel any fear? You know? In his head, he just watched
yeah.
3 videos on Facebook of people like throwing shit at them and fireworks and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Jumping on their cruisers and shit,
yeah, that's what
setting
I'm
them
saying.
on
Like, he just
fire.
watched all of that, so he knows he's like public enemy number one. Like, you know,
Right.
and he could be a good
Just
cop,
a
but he
bad
just sees himself in that
situation.
position. So now he has to make a choice when you get in his face whether he's going to get distance between you two or just let you do whatever and take the chance of you doing something. That's
Right.
what I think a lot of people don't understand is the fact that these cops are like they got to make a decision on the fly or else they can get themselves or their like fellow officers fucked just because they
Yeah.
don't want to also end up being a fucking criminal on Facebook. Like,
That cop. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see where
yeah,
this
no, there's no
goes.
telling right now. Shit can go anywhere with the
Yeah.
virus and with the fucking protests. Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
Huh. Well, well, that's our podcast, and yeah, I just something to say. Look at what's going on around you and make your own decision. You know, But that was a little bit of what we touched on and shared a couple of stories. And hope everybody
Sure.
stays safe. This is Northeast Kingdom.
Well, also,
Of course,
everybody go look at P Soul. He just dropped Ultraviolet not that long ago, and he does all our outros. So everybody go look him up.
word, shout out. But, well, always a pleasure. And I think that's a wrap.
See you.
I'ma try to keep it low key. Yeah. You don't really even know me. Yeah. I'ma try to keep it PG. Yeah. But you was my one and only. I'ma try to keep it low key. Yeah. You don't really even know me. Yeah. I'ma try to keep it PG. Yeah. But you was my one and only.